I want to preface my comments on this article by saying that there are different levels of One Piece fans, right? We have our casual One Piece fans, then there are the advanced One Piece fans, and then the step above that starts going into delusional. These are the One Piece fans that think that Chopper can beat Goku. The writer of this article is probably on this tier, and let me tell you why. He believes that there are 10 One Piece characters that can run up into the Naruto verse, land in the Akatsuki hideout, and wreak havoc, and clear the room. Now, if you're going to mention 10 One Piece characters that can go into the Akatsuki hideout and just clear everybody, I'm thinking of names like Roger, Garp, maybe even Whitebeard. It has to be the top tier fighters, right? Well, before we start this, let's just make sure we look at the Akatsuki members. We have Zetsu, Kakazu, Deidara, Kisame, Konan, Nagato, Itachi, Sasori, Hidan, and Obito. And I repeat, Obito. Let's begin. At number 10, we have Trafalgar the Water Law, clearing the Akatsuki. Now, Trafalgar Law has my pick for the most overpowered devil fruit in the series. I mean, the Op fruit can teleport, it has shambles, it can switch bodies, it can levitate bodies, it can take internal organs and turn them into mesh. I mean, it is ridiculous what Law can do with his devil fruit. But to assume that every single member of the Akatsuki is just automatically just going to be caught in Law's room is asinine. Let's understand this. Out of the 10 members of the Akatsuki, Law can maybe catch a few off guard with the room ability, because once they're caught in that room, I think that Trafalgar Law is unstoppable. However, we have to discuss the counters to Law's room ability. There's substitution jutsu. We also have the Izanagi that can be used by the Uchiha members of the Akatsuki, and also Obito's Kamui. He can phase through Law's attacks. Law's not clearing the Akatsuki. His stamina doesn't hold up. He does have the strongest power, but he has to box with everybody in that room, and he's not going to catch everybody in that room. Let's keep going. At number 9, we have Enel taking down the Akatsuki, clearing the room. Now, to say that Enel can't hold his own against the Akatsuki would be a lie. Enel is one of the top fighters that we've seen in the One Piece verse strictly because the Rumble fruit is top tier. I mean, having a lightning devil fruit makes you incredibly fast. It's a Logia, and he can also use his advanced observation haki. A lot of people forget because it was called mantra in Skypiea, but that was actually observation haki that Enel was using to watch over everybody in Skypiea, and they revered him as a god because of that power. Now, the Akatsuki, some members like Sasori would have a problem with that. Zetsu obviously would have a problem with that. But there's also some counters in there, so I don't see him clearing the whole room. Listen, Kakazu has a lightning style heart that he could use. We also have Obito's Kamui, so he'll be able to phase through the lightning as well. And we can even speak to Itachi Susanoo. He has the Yata Mirror. We know the Yata Mirror can reflect anything. How is Enel going to counter those things? I'm not sure, but he's going to do a lot of damage. He probably can take out around 6 to 7 members, but he's not clearing. Next, coming in at number 8, we have the Admiral, Fujitora himself, clearing the entire Akatsuki. Now, at first when I heard this, I said, you have got to be kidding me. This is disrespectful. They just think any One Piece member can just go in there and handle the business. But there's something they mentioned here that's key. The Admiral is completely blind, which means that he is immune to Itachi's Sharingan, but he is able to see to some degree thanks to his potent observation haki, which allows him to sense people's intentions and locations. And that's all I needed to hear for this matchup. Because when we talk about the Zushi no Mi, I mean, literally having the gravitational pull so strong that Zoro himself was thrown into the earth, meters down below. I don't know how many Akatsuki members are going to survive against a gravitational force that powerful. We know that Fujitora was literally making meteors rain down from the heavens faster than the likes of those that had the Rinnegan. That means Nagato, that means Madara. The only Akatsuki member that I think that would be able to at least move out of the way with the gravitational pull is Obito's Kamui. I think Obito would literally need to activate the Kamui immediately This may be one of these One Piece fighters that can really have a shot at clearing the room, because the Akatsuki members don't really have a counter to gravity type powers, except for the Rinnegan users. And like I said, I think Fujitora has a better handle on gravity than the Rinnegan users in the Akatsuki. Nagato would really have to find a way to get around that, because Shinra Tensei is not enough for Fujitora. So I do believe Fujitora can clear the Akatsuki. Only person is Obito. Obito is gonna escape somehow with the Kamui. But if he doesn't, he's getting pressed down to the earth too. And this is where the delusion starts to set in. The author of this article decided that Nico Robin would be able to clear the Akatsuki. So I guess we're just saying anything now. Since we're just saying anything now, I guess Tony Chopper can beat everybody in the DBZ verse. Let's just say whatever comes to mind, because at this point, it works, right? I mean, you guys are watching this video. He got me to read this article. It's working. What is he talking about? Now, I know what everyone's going to say. Well, Nico Robin can choke people out. Her devil fruit can just summon hands everywhere. But it's the Akatsuki we're talking about, people. 10 Kage level shinobi in the Naruto verse that literally were hunting down Jinchuriki like hotcakes, taking them out one by one. These top tier shinobi wouldn't be able to get through Nico Robin's devil fruit, especially considering that she has no idea what haki is. That's disrespectful. Nico Robin's not clearing the Akatsuki. She may catch a few members off guard, but they can rebound, they can reset for that. If Nico Robin had any idea how to use haki, maybe we can have a discussion. But this is blasphemy. Next, at number 6, we have Aokiji clearing the Akatsuki. Alright, so it looks like to me they're using his Logia as kind of the excuse for why they think that he's just going to pull up to the Akatsuki hideout and just freeze everybody and it's game over. Yes, if the Akatsuki members don't have haki, they can't physically harm him. That is a good point. One Piece fans, we've seen these arguments before when we're talking about our One Piece characters fighting characters outside of the One Piece anime. But here's the issue. Obito has the Kamui. That is also an ability that Aokiji would struggle to get through in order to physically harm Obito. But that's not even my main point of contention with this segment. My point is that the Akatsuki can seal Aokiji, even if they can't physically harm him. The Akatsuki, like I said, are top tier Kage level shinobi. There's no way they wouldn't be able to figure out a way to seal Aokiji even though they can't touch him. Maybe he can get through a couple of members, freeze them, but he's not catching everybody. We have people that have the Izanagi in there. We also have people that can blow up things with explosives like Deidara or Konan. It's gonna be crazy for him to get that off. If they can't harm him, they can seal him. Next, at number 5, we have Admiral Kizaru running through the Akatsuki with ease. Now here's the issue. I kind of agree. I have to agree with this slightly. And the only reason why I agree with this is, like Aokiji, he also has a Logia Devil Fruit, but his is light based. Now we know that Kizaru can not only move at the speed of light, but he also has his observation haki as well. These are things that the Akatsuki would struggle against, because if they can't physically harm him, they have to seal him. And the only way they can seal him is that they have to catch him. And if I recall, if we're taking the Akatsuki members before the war, there's no way anybody in there has Minato level speed in order to catch up to Kizaru, because that's what I think you would need. You would need the speed of the Yellow Flash in order to catch Kizaru off guard and seal him. The only counter that the Akatsuki can really use in the situation is Obito's Kamui again, which is going to be used in many of these matchups here, because that's the only person that has the ability to possibly escape. Minato was able to catch Obito off guard even though he had the Kamui at that time. Kizaru is on that speed. He may catch Obito as well. So the Akatsuki are going to struggle here. Next, at number 4, we have none other than Charlotte Lin, aka Big Mom, coming through and just blowing all of the Akatsuki members out of the water. Here's the deal. When we talk about the Yonko in One Piece, we have to always mention the durability of these characters, right? Because when we talk about the Naruto verse versus the One Piece verse, what are the main points that people bring up? On average, Naruto characters have stronger attacks, but One Piece characters have more durability. This is a fact. On average, Big Mom is a Yonko, has incredibly high durability. This is going to be a big problem when we talk about the Akatsuki members, because they don't have the durability to tank attacks like Big Mom. But not only does Big Mom have high durability, she is a master of all three forms of haki. She has great observation haki, great conquerors, great armament. She can use her sasori fruit to control the weather. But not only that, let's see what the author had to say. Under the right circumstances, Big Mom would be able to pull out the souls of each Akatsuki member, and if she extracts the entire soul, the person dies instantly. Why is this key? This is key because the only counter that the Akatsuki have to this devil fruit ability, if and only if Big Mom gets it off, is that Nagato's human path would have to revive. It would have to counter that. Can Nagato get by Big Mom? I'm gonna say no. I don't think Nagato has what it takes to stand against Big Mom. And if Nagato's out of the picture, it's gonna be a hell of an issue to deal with. The only survivor I see, again, is Obito with the Kamui. I don't know what Big Mom's doing with that. Obito can find a way to escape and get away, but he's running because, again, this is pre-Rinnegan Obito. I'm not talking about Obito with the Rinnegan, because if we were, it would be a totally different discussion. Let's keep going. Now the delusion is starting to come back, because at number 3, we have Caesar Clown. The one who couldn't even last 5 minutes against Monkey D. Luffy is somehow clearing the entire Akatsuki. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to defend this. This is ridiculous, because even though Caesar Clown is a master of poison and he would be hard to capture, we spoke about the Akatsuki members being able to seal their opponents. But poison gas is not a new concept to the Akatsuki members. Poison gas is not a new concept to Naruto characters in general. They've dealt with poison before. Now, the author did mention that Hidan would be able to somehow deal with this because, again, Hidan is immortal. But is Caesar Clown boxing with Hidan now? Caesar Clown can't box. We saw already what he tried to do against Luffy. He's not a top tier fighter. So even if you want to say Hidan gets through the gas, let him box with Hidan then. Let's see what happens. I don't think Caesar Clown's getting the win over Hidan. I don't see it happening. This is disrespectful. But let's keep going. At number 2, they bring in Marco the Phoenix, one of my favorite characters from One Piece. Here's the deal. As the right-hand man of the Great Whitebeard, Marco can box with the best. We saw him in the War of the Best, hanging with all 3 admirals. But do I think he's clearing all of the Akatsuki? Now, we know his mythical Zoan type devil fruit is insane. He's a Logia, he can heal himself, he has great firepower, great speed, great everything. But there are counters that the Akatsuki can use. If Itachi is able to land an Amaterasu on Marco, we know that the Amaterasu flames don't end. Those flames are stronger than what Marco has currently. He would have to expend a lot of his stamina healing himself. Also, I'm not sure if Marco has an answer to get through Itachi's Susanoo. That is something that he's going to struggle with because, again, the Totsuka blade can be used to seal. And if he gets caught trying to attack and the Totsuka blade is used to seal Marco, good luck. Now, Akatsuki members like Deidara and Kisame and Zetsu and Konan, they would have no shot against Marco. But the cream of the crop, Obito, Itachi, they can see Marco. Marco does not have an answer for that. Let's go on to number 1. We have Marshall D. Teach going into the Akatsuki hideout and wreaking havoc. Now, we were talking about Blackbeard before he got Edward Newgate's devil fruit. No, he would have no shot. But now that he has Whitebeard's devil fruit, Blackbeard may be able to get it done, guys. Now, you remember earlier I was speaking about how all the Yonko have great durability? Blackbeard is not one of them. He is the exception to the rule because his durability is low. We know he can't take big damage. But to the flip side, Blackbeard wields 2 top tier devil fruits in One Piece. Having Whitebeard's devil fruit coupled with the dark fruit makes him virtually impossible to deal with unless you're a haki user. Last time I checked, the Akatsuki members are not haki users. Any attacks they throw at Blackbeard, he can ultimately absorb the attacks with the dark fruit and then blast them away with the tremor fruit. That is OP. Again, the only people that are really going to be able to at least hold their own or at least try to run away is Obito, because Obito has the Kamui. But all the other members are going to struggle against Blackbeard because he has the power to literally flip the world upside down. We remember that Sengoku was speaking on Whitebeard's Devil Fruit and said that he has the power to destroy the world if he wanted to. This is how powerful the Tremor Fruit is. And this is only one of Blackbeard's Devil Fruits. It's not his only one. Now you guys let me know down in the comment section below, which characters do you think clear the Akatsuki from One Piece listed here. Now, there are characters that I believe in One Piece that can hold their own against the Akatsuki, but not all of these members that were mentioned can do it. And now I know there's a lot of Naruto fans that because they believe the Naruto verse is stronger than the One Piece verse, they think that there's no shot for any One Piece character to hold their own against the Akatsuki. And I don't think so. I think there are top tier fighters in One Piece that could hold their own against the Akatsuki because, again, the durability in One Piece is much higher than the durability in Naruto. But on the flip side, Naruto members normally have more hacks and more offensive power. But is that the only way they're gonna win? I'm not too sure. But you guys let me know down in the comment section below. And with that, I'll see you next time. Peace.